What if I told you the Montgomery County real estate market just had a year of big gains and even bigger opportunity? Whether you're buying, selling, or just curious what took place in 2024 and what you might expect to see in 2025 just might surprise you. Hey everyone, I'm Chris, a local real estate expert specializing in real estate here in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. And today we're gonna dive into some of the numbers. We're going to unpack the market trends of 2024 and we're gonna compare that to 2023. And while we're at it, I'm gonna give you a little bit of my insight, opinion, speculation, whatever you want to call it, regarding what we might see this year in 2025. So by the end of this video, I'm hopeful that you will have a clear understanding of the Montgomery County real estate market. Now, first, let's just talk about the overall market, the sales. How many properties sold? Well, maybe not how many, but just the overall sales volume. There was an impressive $4.5 billion in sales in Montgomery County in 2024, which is up, believe it or not. As a matter of fact, it's up to the tune of about 14% more in sales volume in comparison to 2025. I would think at the end of the day, that shows a very active market and also that there's a lot of demand for buyers wanting to be in this market. Now, if we take a look at the actual average sale prices of homes, they went up in 2024 as well. In Montgomery County, the average sold price rose by about 7.34%, bringing the average sale price of a home to just over $532,000. Now, again, as I mentioned, that went up 7.34% from 2023, when there was a lot of speculation about the real estate market kind of balancing out, flatlining. And I would say that 7.34% in appreciation or in average sale price growth is definitely not a static market. We shall see exactly what happens in 2025. But as I mentioned, I have my opinion. Also, while we're at it, we also saw more homes sell in 2024. Now, that also surprised me because a lot of people said that home sales were actually going to start to slow. And a lot of that had to do with the lack of inventory. But at the end of the day, in 2024, there were almost 8,600 transactions, 8,665 transactions to close out 2024. And as I mentioned, that was up from the previous year where we saw 8,095 transactions in 2023. So that's a difference of about roughly 6%. So sale prices went up 7.5%, and the overall amount of transactions went up almost 6%. So right now, everything is trending up. But now let's break this down even further. Let's take a look at the growth for single-family detached homes versus single-family attached homes, meaning the other homes are attached to either one or more homes. Single-family homes that were completely detached led the pack. As a matter of fact, we saw the appreciation for single-family detached homes rise by 7.72%, bringing the average sale price for a single-family detached home to just over $626,000. Now, attached homes, like I mentioned, townhomes, condos, they also saw an impressive increase, but not as impressive as the single-family detached, where they saw an increase of about 6.45%, bringing the average sale price to just around $388,000. As you can see, there's pretty significant difference in there, but at the end of the day, what that tells me is that there is a significant demand for homes that appeal to move-up buyers, or homes that would cater to large families, or maybe even homes where there are going to be generational living. Maybe the parents are going to be bringing in the kids, or vice versa, where the kids, hopefully that's not going to be my situation, where the kids invite the parents to live with them. But either way, the demand for much larger homes in Montgomery County seems to be the common theme. Now, quite often, you're told that cash is king, and I'm not going to dispute that. And I think that we saw a lot of cash sales or cash transactions during the height of the pandemic, when everything was crazy and everyone was giving away way more than they should. We saw a lot of cash transactions, and I think the trend has changed. We have seen less cash transactions. But over the years, conventional has led by leaps and bounds when it comes to a financing vehicle to purchase either single-family detached homes or single-family homes in general. As a matter of fact, in 2024, there were almost 5,400 transactions that leveraged some form of conventional financing. And cash, well, about 2,300 transactions were cash. So more than double of the transactions that we saw in 2024 leveraged financing and were some form of conventional financing. And although I'm a huge fan of the FHA product, we did not see very many FHA sales in 2024. I do think that FHA buyers have had a very difficult time getting their offer accepted, but we saw less than 500 transactions in 2024 that leveraged FHA financing. And that to me is a very interesting number. I don't know a time where I've seen them that low. And when we get into my speculation of 2025, I'll also let you know what I think about FHA financing. So now that we have an idea of the numbers, what exactly does 2025 have in store? What does our past have to tell us about our future? Based on current market trends, throughout 2025, home prices are likely to appreciate. They're likely to continue to appreciate just like we have seen over the last few years. I do believe the rate of appreciation will start to slow down, but at the end of the day, if you're buying a house this year, more than likely, unless something crazy happens, which it's just the last few years have been insanely crazy, but unless something extremely crazy happens, more than likely it's safe to say that a home purchased in 2025 in Montgomery County will be worth more in 2026. With that, I also think that the days on market, the amount of time it takes for a seller to find a buyer, I do think that those days will continue to grow. Before we would see homes sell in a matter of days, if not hours, but in 2024, the average days on market was 22, which is only up one extra day in comparison to 2023, which was a hotter market due to lower interest rates, lower mortgage interest rates, and slightly more availability, right? So the fact that we only went up one additional days on market in Montgomery County as interest rates went up, as we went through an election year, all those different things, I do think as we go through 2025, we're going to see something similar to what we've seen in 2023, 2024. Maybe we go up a day or two, but it's not going to be a drastic change to when it comes to days on market. And here's something that is important that I'm actually happy to see return. And I think that is you're going to see more buyers exercise their right to inspect. Buyers are going to get back to doing due diligence on properties, which I can't believe we actually went through a time where people were just waiving these inspections. And to be honest, in 2024, a lot of transactions that occurred did happen with buyers waiving their inspections. But in 2025, I'm not saying that it's going to be like someone flipped a switch and every offer is going to have inspections included, but I do think that we will see more buyers exercise their right for an inspection. Now, price ranges in Montgomery County are all over the place. I mean, I've seen properties for, and now they're few and far between, but a few of them for under $300,000, and I've seen homes for over $3 million. So where in Montgomery County, what price range did we see the most activity? And that is what I want to unpack next. One of the most active price ranges in Montgomery County was from $200,000 up to $499,000, which is quite interesting because that is a price point that does appeal to first-time home buyers. But at the same time, first-time home buyers have had a very difficult time over the last 2 years securing a home. So the fact that that was the most active price range in Montgomery County was quite surprising. But at the same time, homes between $800,000 and right around $1 million also saw a significant increase in activity. So it seems like $200,000 to $500,000, if you're in that price point, you have a product that theoretically would fly off the shelf if you are a seller. And if you are a seller with a home between $800,000 and $1 million, your home may not fly off the shelf, but you should get reasonable activity and theoretically find a buyer within a 30-day time frame. Now, of course, that's not going to be every home in those price ranges, but for the most part. So as I mentioned earlier, whether you're buying, selling, or you're just curious, hopefully this video has painted the picture that 2025 should be very much like what we saw in 2024, with the exception of a few small critiques. Now, we don't know exactly where the interest is going to go. That's one thing that I did leave out of this video. I'm going to wait to do a little bit more research to share my opinion on where interest rates may go in 2025. But interest, God, I can't believe that we had interest rates as low as we did, and now they're back to normal, all right? And gosh, that's a whole nother story. So to wrap all of that up, 2024 was a fantastic real estate market, phenomenal real estate market here in Montgomery County. Between buyer activity, increased home prices, reasonable days on market in comparison to the last year, 2024 shaped up to be a really decent year, and I am optimistic that 2025 will look very similar. I'm very optimistic that 2025 will be another strong real estate market here in Montgomery County. So whether you're buying, selling, or you just want to be informed, you're in the right place. And hopefully this video has given you some insight as to what you might expect in 2025. And if you're curious about what these trends mean for you, whether you are buying or selling, or if you want to get together and put together a personalized plan that will help you achieve your real estate goals, do me a favor and just let me know. And most important, if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop me a comment. Let me know what you think or what you expect for us to see when it comes to the real estate market here in Montgomery County. Once again, I'm Chris Nelson, here to help you make 2025 your best real estate year yet.